off by holding down Control and left clicking on top of our first 4 sheets, just so I can preview and show you what you should have to date. We have a file with our file name and our tab name and a header, and in our footer, we just have page one of instructions. Second page, we have our file name and our tab name and our header again. Our footer is just page and page number. Page 2 is a balance sheet. It's broken intentionally so that that second page of balance sheets goes from this commitments down to solar energy, and that's page 3. Page 4 is now your income statements, and that income statement is going to end at earnings per share basic in dollars per share. This is something to look out for, and you follow the line that we downloaded the data in, and we just update this title, and it is in bold too. Then page 5 should be our first page of statements of cash flows, ending in net cash used in investing activities. And then page 6 would start at cash flows from financing activities, and that would be the end of our statements. Now we're going to build page 7. I am over in my working file, and here's what we're going to build, but I'm going to right mouse click on top of this, and I am going to insert a brand new worksheet so that I can do a work in progress for you to watch. All right, so first thing we're going to do is take a look at our file's name, which we have BSE 2310 Kaminsky A2 Financial Analysis. And then we are on the tab known as Analysis. We have our page layout, page setup as per usual, so that our header is file and tab. And in our custom footer, we have just the word page and then the variable for page numbers. We've got column widths where column A is 50, and then I think B, C, D, and E are all 15. Again, so much of what we do is under Home, Format. You can just format cells. I was going to column width in there, but you can always go to Home, Format, and Format Cells, and you'll find your way to those as well. As we look down then, this is just typed. This is pulled in from the balance sheet. It's cash and cash equivalents. This is pulled in from the income statement. This is pulled in from the income statement. This is pulled in from the income statement. I believe we have the numbers in italics out here on purpose to show, again, that when there's italics, it's either a formula or it's going to be something that we're pulling in. Net cash from operating, too, we're going to pull in. These down here, we're actually going to research and find somewhere else. So these are just numbers that we're just going to plug in, but we have to make sure that we have the right numbers. And then down below is just a text box that is inserted for which I felt comfortable writing. And anytime you have a text box or something, see how it says shape format? If I click off it, it goes away. If I click onto it, it comes back. Now I have a menu. Shape format. I can do all kinds of things, like if I want, I can fill in the color. That's what I think I have here, is like a light gray kind of thing. You don't have to match mine exactly, but you should at least customize your text box so that you can, in the space below, write what you saw. And what you saw is coming from up above, which is built as such. What I'm going to do for the WIP is I'm going to copy and paste these things over so that we don't have to go ahead and retype those. I said this first one was 50, and then I believe 1, 2, 3, those were all 15, and then the information we had up top was here. And now I have that basic starting point typed in. This needs to be a formula. So this is equals, navigate to your balance sheet, cash and cash equivalents for 2021. Let's go ahead and move down then to revenues. Revenue is going to be equal to, off of your income statements, go find that revenues number. It's sitting right there. Then net income attributable to common stockholders. That's also coming off your income statement. We have it bolded. Net income attributable to common stockholders. Earnings per share basic in dollars per share. Notice that one was a reference, and it's pulling in the words. And now we're going to go over and we're going to pull in off the income statement that earnings per share basic. That's that $1.87. Then we're going to go and pull off of our cash flows the net cash provided by operating activities, which we also had in bold over here. Now I'm going to highlight all these things and then make them into my new little format with this comma style for, I guess it's accounting, which I still find strange, and then decrease the decimal so the numbers just look like that. Now, because of the way that we set up each of these sheets, everything that's in column B is 21. Everything is in C is 22, and D is 23. I should just now be able to copy and paste things over so that, for example, balance sheets D3 should be 2023 cash and cash equivalents. Balance sheets D3 should be cash and cash equivalents. So it worked out for us because of the structure of our original layout. Now let's go out and grab the ratios. For this, you must be logged into your North Park account, and you should just search on Brandel Library Online. When you get there for the first time, we're going to go to the online resources that are in the Brandel Library that we use specifically for business. And my favorite one out here in the business category is called Morningstar. Morningstar is a website that provides financial data as well as analysis for mutual funds, publicly traded companies, and other types of market instruments. So from here, what we want to look up now is we want to find the information for who have we been working on this whole time? Who did we download? Do you remember back in the beginning? Didn't we have a sheet that told us that we were supposed to be working on a specific company? Who were we looking for? Tesla. So let's make sure that when we're doing this work together, we know that we need to look up now Tesla, Tesla. Go ahead and select Tesla, the company. I'm not going to explain Morningstar in great detail now, but I'm going to show you where you find the research. So we're going to scroll down looking at every major section. We already passed summary. Here's where they do great analysis. This is where you can write papers. This is all finance, looking at their market share or their market price versus expectations. Here is some rating systems. Here's where they do comparisons. But here's what we need, the key statistics. You likely studied in your financial accounting class, but we are going to go ahead and notice that the data is presented 2023, 2022, 2021 for certain ratios that we want, which are going to include, I believe we're doing the current and the quick and debt to equity. So current and quick and debt to equity are going to be the ratios. So we got to make sure we key them in order. So the current for 2021, current 2021 right here is 1.53. And then the quick ratio for 2021 should have been, oh, look at it, I already typed it in wrong. I typed in 12. Oh my God, that's wrong. Put the 153 in 2022 where it belongs, right? 153, 2022. 2021 should be 1.38. So let's get our 2021 should be 1.38. And I don't remember whether or not I actually do all this research for us. So we're going to have to confirm and check, but I believe these could be the numbers that we're coming up with for this particular part of the exercise. So I want you to double check those. Okay, next thing I want you to notice is that we've got a formula that we're going to do out here. So the formula that we're going to do for percent change is going to be a very easy one. We're just going to take equals the previous year divided by the 2 years before and then subtract off 1. That's going to give us a basic decimal presentation. Let's make it into an actual percent sign and let's increase the decimals to be 2 decimals beyond the 0. Then let's do the same formula for these following in here. I'm going to copy this and paste this and just make sure it updated my formula properly. It's taking that previous year divided by 2 years behind minus 1. That gives me my basic percent change formula. Notice that this needs to be shown a little bit differently. We want that to be shown in the accounting form so we can see two decimals past the dollar sign there, but the formula should still be the same. And then I believe the last one that we do on this is the net cash from operating activities. So again, if I build a good formula once, I should just be able to copy and paste it down. Let's just check all of our numbers match. All right, now add conditional formatting. Now let's go ahead and add some conditional formatting. For this first one, the conditional formatting is under the home menu, and we're going to use what's called a highlight cells room, and we're going to use one for a less than. So here is what we are thinking to say. We would really like our cash to grow by at least 10% every year. Now, here's one thing I don't love about doing these this way, but we're going to put 0.1 for is that cell less than, oh geez, cell. Let's apply some conditional formatting here by navigating first to the home. First of all, I was selecting. Let's apply the let's apply some conditional formatting by navigating first to home and then the conditional formatting highlight cells rules. And here's what we really want. We want our sales to be greater or our, let's apply the conditional formatting. Let's assume we have a rule by which we want our cash and cash equivalents to grow by no less than 10% every year. So we're going to highlight that cell first and navigate to home, conditional formatting, highlight cells rules. And what we were really looking for, anything that was less percent is bad. So we want that to be red on our radar. And because sales grew by less than one, or sales, pardon me, cash and cash equivalents grew by less than 1%, that's a problem for us. So that's conditional formatting. Let's show another type of conditional formatting by first selecting all of those cells off the home again. We're going to go to conditional formatting and this time use icon sets. And I think this one is fun to look at right here. So first we select it, and then we're going to go back and we're going to set it up by going home, conditional formatting, and we're going to manage the rule. We see it's an icon set applied to E5 to E9, and if you double click on it, down at the bottom is where we can apply our logic. So let's say what we'd really like is we want things to be green when everything is bigger than 18%. And I'm going to type that in as 0.18 and then a number. And when I do that, it gets mad at me. So I'm going to type it in one more time. And now I've got my 0.18 as a number. This time, then let's say, and I'm going to do the number this time first so it doesn't get mad at me again. I want it to be yellow when it's less than 18 and greater than, let's say, 10%. And if it's less than 10%, it should be red. So let's click OK and click OK. And then look, this grew more than 18, happy. More than 18, happy. Between 18 and 10, yellow. And below red. That's the way you can use conditional formatting. Last thing I'm going to do is highlight everything that's around here, and we're going to add the thick, big border around the whole thing. And now I should have up top exactly what you see over here, plus or minus a little bit of formatting. We need to get that gray color in across here. We have that gray color you see working. So we have to get that over there, and then some other small formatting things. But otherwise, you have now all the functional features you need to be able to complete this assignment.